wanna be makdam. There's like two akdamas that are necessary for what we're going to study today. I first want to say a personal thing. I want to study Torah, and we're going to study Torah. I want to say from experience, I value chiyus a lot. Now, the word chiyus means energy, but I don't mean in a superficial way. I have seen people very loud who don't have chiyus. If you study the Enneagram, sevens are like adventures, and if you study the Enneagram, seven have a very low base. They have a certain, they're actually looking for a rush. It's like, yes, screaming, yelling. They actually have like a certain flatness. I'm not knocking sevens. Anybody's a seven, and sevens are amazing. Every number, seven are some of the most amazing people in the world.
You're talking about the unhealthy seven.
Yeah, I'm talking about, right? Yes. I'm not doing the Enneagram. That's a good question. But it's a good question, Lily. We could talk. But right now, it's not what I want to do right now. But I want to express, and sevens are the best people in the world, I want to express that I value chiyus. And in my own life, when I'm energized by something, it's a good sign. It's a very good sign. I meet people in their 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm going to even say, I'm not coming to be political. I have in front of me a magazine from the Thank You Hashem Chevra. I appreciate them as some of the most wonderful people I've ever met. And I see chiyus. I see people who are energized by something that says something to me. It's funny, guys, a bacher will come to Waterbury 2-3 years and you see a certain energy. Somebody say, sure, no rules, of course they're happy. No rules don't give people chiyus. If I see from any yeshiva, camp, institution, movement, and I see chiyus, I see a certain type of passion and life-flowing energy, I'm very impressed. It says about old people that are tzaddikim, Aryeh, it says, Oid yunuvum b'seva, they're still fruitful in old age. It shows lahagid ki yasher Hashem, it shows something's there. I was zeicher to see Reb Miller in his 90s. He exuded energy. He walked out of the shir. He didn't talk much, Reb Ezi. You described Reb Trank. It reminded me of Reb Miller. He walked out. He was full of life. He didn't say much. He smiled. He was excited to see. He was quiet. Said about Reb Miller? I saw it. I didn't know he said that. He didn't talk much on the way out of the shir. I was there, Zevi. The way out of the shir, he was smiling. You felt like he hugged, kissed you. You felt like he talked to you, but he didn't. Reb Ezi Shlita described to me Reb Trank. He said people would think he was loud, then Yolchat, he didn't say very much. Reb Ezi said he was very quiet, he was energetic. He was just energetic and excited. I respect chiyus a lot. When people are oozing, in my own life, when you find things that are true, you find an energy flowing from you. You're excited about something. I found something. I'm into something. I've connected. There's a chiyus that comes. That's one introduction I want to make. You'll see.
Why did Rebbi point out that they didn't talk about this?
I'm saying that there was a chiyus, because I want to express that it doesn't have to be with words. It's not about being loud. There was something that they had found and connected to that was whoa, they found something. I'm just pointing, it doesn't have to be with words. It's not about, chiyus is not about loud in words necessarily. Could express itself in words. You see people that are energized. I watch guys in yeshiva. I'm not speaking about Chaim right now, I watch, he has a chiyus today, a beautiful chiyus. When people find meaning and purpose and wow, I have a direction, there's a chiyus that comes out of the person. What? I didn't even know that. Happy birthday, Chaim. Okay, good. Chaim, I'm proud of you. But I see a chiyus. There's a chiyus, a guy's life is there's energy. Chiyus in your own lives. I asked to look. I'm coming from my own story, from my own observations, and when we feel that space of connection, there's a chiyus that we have, pulsating with life. I'll get back to that. Why I'm saying that in a couple of minutes. I want to give a second introduction, then I want to learn something on Megillas Esther.
Let's go.
My second introduction is that there's a tremendous mistake. A person, our enemies, Haman's bad. Do all of us agree Haman's evil? He's Amalek. Amalek's bad. You can make the enemy ridiculous. You just laugh at him. He's so stupid and ridiculous. And we have nothing to learn. It's Ra's bad. It's really bad. But we're in a world that we're shy. There's a world of choice, and we have to study. You gain much more when you understand the enemy, Chaim. When you just mock as if he's just ridiculous, and then we have no shaykh, you just could laugh. You learned nothing. When you get what he's saying, you could actually learn. If you study Amalek just as they're so stupid and dumb, they're bad. And maybe even stupid. I don't mind the Russia being stupid. But there's what to study. It's Torah. It's in the Torah. If you just make Esav, if you just make Paroi like a Leitzanos, and there's what to mock, there's also what to study. What's happening? What are we experiencing? What are we seeing? What are we learning? If somebody wants to study Amalek, Amalek it's Ra. It's terrible Ra. Amalek sees Hashem as a human being connected to Hashem. Please, human being shy. You're close to God. God runs the world. There's no space for a human. And where there's humans, push away Hashem. Where you put in Hashem, there's no room for you. That's what Amalek sees. Don't tell me you're close to Hashem. We serve Hashem, please. They don't see a space for a human being. There's deep sugyas there. Now they're wrong. And Hashem, you know why they're wrong? Because Hashem said to us that our mitzvahs matter. But there's a sugya, there's what? Study sophisticated, just to laugh. I could read to the Megillah and mock Haman and Achashverosh and learn nothing. And they are somewhat funny figures. If you study it quickly, and I don't mind laughing at them, I also want to learn. I want to study. I want to understand what Shorashim are, so I can be merachik from it. I can distance myself and find spaces in me of tzidkus that I want to grab onto. I want to understand what's happening.
Can both
There's an
reactions coexist?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to bring up something about Haman that strikes something to me, and I want to share with the Chevra. Haman has covered from one end of the world to the other. Haman has massive cover. I want to ask you, I'm going to start this, maybe I said two introductions, a third one. The Baal Shem Tov says, if you read the Megillah, Kairos Mechi, what were you saying, Mechi, before? Oh, my fault, I would have heard it. Not I want to hear. Remember it again and just shout it out in the middle if you remember. It says if you read the Megillah L'mafreya, you're not Yaitza. Simple pshat in the Mishnah, L'mafreya means backwards. If you read the Megillah backwards, you're not Yaitza. The Baal Shem Tov says if you read it L'mafreya means if you think it was yesterday. Backwards means it's past. It's behind us. Oh, that was yesterday, I'm past it. If you read the Megillah as a story that happened yesterday, you're not Yaitza. It's our story, it's my story. I want to study the Megillah, Ari. I want to hear what it's talking to me. Relevant, present. That's how to read Torah. That's how to learn Torah. Haman has everything in the world. The whole world's bowing. He's the Mishnah L'melech. I don't know in a world how much power somebody can understand that is crazy power. On the news today, I don't typically do this. On the news is very big news in England. The king's brother was arrested today. Mamish today, fresh news. In England, they're going nuts. It's hysterical for an American. Royalty doesn't mean anything. In Lely's world, the king's brother, the media, the whole country in England's stopped. He's the 8th guy to the throne. If 7 people die, I'm not getting if he's good or bad. Lely, put it on record. He's what?
Scumbag.
Perfect. I don't know politics. So Lely said it. I believe it. Lely's a good person. So he's calls somebody right. He's probably right. But in England, you saw Lely's emotions were good. The whole England's handling if he's a
Scumbag.
or not. The whole England's like busy with him, but England's busy with him because like royalty, he's royalty. He's the eighth man to the throne. Now, us Americans, it's like the funniest event. Like, nobody's like, stopped, oh my goodness. We don't have a world of kings and queens. And now, England today, I don't know how much power the king really has, but 100 years in history is a blink. There was a day the king ran England, and it still echoes of it. So they relate. The eighth guy to the throne is arrested today. It never happened. And like they say in like 500 years, there's no history of this. He's arrested. He's sitting in jail today. He's mamish. They're doing mug shots. England has like frozen from it. In America, it's just hilarious. I'm not making fun of a guy in jail, and he might be
Scumbag.
so I'm not like getting involved. I have no idea. But in America, I don't want to laugh at him. Not he has family. It's probably painful. I'm only describing there's a world of royalty which is like very powerful.
America's surprising if like the top guy doesn't.
Right. When Trump's kid was in trouble with the law, nobody was. It was like interesting. You know, does he have a little pull? Maybe he'll pardon him. It wasn't like such a deep sugya. In England, where royalty ruled, there's a king and a queen. A guy, the eighth guy to the throne's in jail's a pella. Jail means he's like, behold, king and prince are higher than the law. Like, they're like, they make the laws, they enforce the laws. So it's a very big deal, Dovi. What I'm expressing is Haman, I have to remember what I'm expressing, but Haman was the second to the king.
Oh, we're back.
He runs the world, and the whole world's bowing to Haman. Now it says one person doesn't bow Mordechai, and Haman says Kol Zein Enu Shavli. It's worth nothing to me. Now there's a space to laugh at him. You have everything in the world. One Jew doesn't bow. So there's like sugyas to learn. I'm not in the space right now where I'm mocking. If you want to mock, Hatzlacha, I relate. Sometimes we have a lot going on and there's one thing and like I can't be happy. What is that? A bacher today was telling me so much good's going in my life. I'm mad at myself. One thing is bothering me. I don't make fun of that. I want to study it. I could laugh. You want to laugh at Haman, the whole world bows to him, and one person doesn't bow and he can't function. How stupid is covet? Fine, laugh, geschmack. Maybe. I want to study what's happening. The whole world's bowing to him. One yid's not. What's the sugya? What's happening? Now, to somebody could laugh. I'm cool with that. If you're chasing covet, you don't have self-respect. If you have but what's happening here? What is the pshat that Mordechai doesn't bow and Haman can't function? What's the sugya? Wow. And this is not a minor thing in the Megillah. Mordechai not bowing is a tremendous, it disturbs Haman to no end. The Megillah story is, a lot happens from this that he can't handle. He decides to kill all the Yidden. Mordechai isn't bowing, and he says, I'm killing all the Yidden. What is that? What's happening? That's like hitting Amalek. Now, I want to express, again, the typical shmooze is running after fake covet, and there's a shmooze like that, and I don't want to make fun of that. Givaldig. I like Zevi, that's not where I'm hit, that's not what's hitting me this year in studying the Megillah. Everybody's bowing to Haman, the whole world. There's one Yid who's like stubborn and is risking his life. He's crazy not to bow to Haman, you're in trouble, and he's standing up to Haman. What's happening? What's it saying? Why is that making it that he can't? Kol Zein Enu Shavli. Haman proclaims, all the honor I get is nothing. That's crazy. It like completely annuls what's happening. I want to express in our lives, and I want guys, a bacher was telling me recently that walking any share triggers him. And he was serious, and I respect that. That's something to analyze. What did you go through? What's the experience? I like if there's a certain room walking in brings up thing. I don't just ignore the room my whole life. I want to figure out what hit me. What did hit me? There's something's hitting you. What's hitting? What's the story? What's the sugya? What's happening inside of you? I'm so blown away. The guys are my Rebbeim here, and guys look at their inner world and examine it. Guys share things. The clarity of the inner world here is remarkable, is amazing. What is happening to Haman? What's going on now? You say, why are you studying Haman? Because it's in the Torah. Because Hashem taught it to us. That's the Megillas Esther, that Haman says, with everything I get in the world, Mordechai is not bound, and I can't handle it. Is that a sugya? What's happening? What hits Haman? What's the problem? Okay, one Jew, and Haman will kill the Jew. What's happening? What's the sugya that everybody's bowing to Haman, and one Yid's not bowing, and there's something going on here. There's something. What's hitting me, what I want to express, this is what's hitting me, and I want to express to the Chevra the following thing. This is what's hitting me. What'd you say?
It's cool.
I just want to express it right. I'll tell you what's hitting me this year that I want to express to the Chevra. I want to express that the world of Amalek doesn't believe a human being can be close to Hashem. They don't believe, they fight the bris milah. Haman comes from Amalek, and Amalek is not buying into this fact that a human being's avodah counts. You're the people of Hashem. People are shaykh to be kirvus Hashem. Amalek doesn't believe that. There's God. In the space where there's God, a human being, you're avodah, you do. They don't buy it. It's from the great chidushim of the Torah. Amalek challenges Yetzias Mitzrayim. Remember where they strike. Asher karcha baderech b'tzeischa mi Mitzrayim. At Yetzias Mitzrayim, Hashem said a chiddush nifla. There's a people that are my people. Now, is that bad to other nations? It's actually a chizuk to other nations. People are shaykh to Hashem. You're shaykh to kirvus Hashem. By the way, somebody from the other nations can become a yid. Somebody from the other nations can serve Hashem. We were sitting in Ricardo the first day of Rosh Chodesh, and the Olam was singing, and a lady came in and lost her mind. She was sitting there for an hour and a half, mesmerized. So the Chebra was tumbling if she was a Yid or not. She wasn't a Yid. A guy sees Yidden serving Hashem, singing, farbringing Divrei Torah. She was nishtaimim. Guy is amazing. Does she have to become a Yid? A guy should serve Hashem also. And they see from our Am Yisrael that in this world Hashem has a dira b'tachtonim. A Yid could be Mekadesh Shem Shemayim. A human being could bring Kiddush Shemayim, and it matters to Hashem. He cares. It's a pella. It's a pella that Hashem cares. The Barditchever said that there's a bechina of Hashem called Zeis. Zeh is Hashem in the masculine. Hashem is the provider to the world. Zeis is Hashem, quote unquote, kaviyachal as the receiver. Lashon Nekeva. And says the Barditchever, Meis Hashem says Zeis. Hashem has bechina Zeis that He wants to get from us. He wants karbanis. He wants avodah. He wants kiddush shamayim. That's from Hashem. It's a pella. Meis Hashem says He neflois beinenu. It's a pella to us. It's a wonder. It doesn't make sense. But Hashem said so it's true. Hashem says He wants the avodah of a Yid. He wants the mitzvahs of a Yid. He wants it. Me'ez Hashem says He neflois a pella. Amalek doesn't see a space for the service of Hashem.
Rabbi, is it that they hate us, or I thought the whole thing was that they just really
they don't
hate
want.
us.
It's mechayiv. Amalek doesn't like something. Yetzias Mitzrayim announced, "These are my people." There's a space for the nation of Hashem, the servants of Hashem.
I thought it was
That course, they want to deny that. Amalek fights something. A person be close to Hashem.
I'm saying we learned that by Yetzias Mitzrayim, it was so obvious.
The whole world accepted it. Amalek didn't want to accept. There was an agius not to accept.
They did not believe it. They just hated it.
They didn't want to accept it. If you don't believe it, you don't fight it. They fight it. They fight that. Person's close to Hashem. They fight it. Everything to fight that. I want to express, Chaim, that Haman builds a world devoid of Hashem. Haman builds a world where human activity, and he has a world of power devoid of God. He meets one Mordechai, and he sees the chiyus of somebody who's willing to die for something. He sees Mordechai, I'm not bowing. And he learns from Mordechai, you see a Yid, Mamish living, that there's a space for Kiddush Shamayim. I bow only to Hashem. And there's an energy and a chiyus to it. Everything that Haman's created is slugged up from the Yid. I don't look at it, yes. Oh, Nachi, say quick, scream. Say fast. I want to know the story. Don't mark it for sure, but let's get the story so we can learn. And Mechi, what I see in Haman, who has built a whole world separate from Hashem, in his mind, defying, denying, saying it's not Shaykh, one Mordechai slugs up the entirety of his world.
Wow.
He sees one Yid living with emistic, connected to Hashem, with a chiyus, standing up. I'll die for this. That is infuriating. Whatever I have, whatever I built is Einenu Shaveli.
Why?
Because he's announcing something. Everything that Haman's power is built on is separate from Hashem. One Yid behaving that way is a world, I can't accept this. I can't have this.
Are you saying that Mullen was the fourth grader that would always cough when somebody was smoking near him?
Well said. There's something deep. Yeah, well said. Well said. There's something striking to Haman, seeing a Mordechai and seeing the chiyus of that Mordechai. I've spoken before. I've said to the guys, and I love that part of the Megillah. It says that Mordechai didn't bow. I love that somebody holds of something, believes in something, lives with something. The lashon is not that Mordechai didn't bow. The Chevra knows the lashon. I would like to read it to you. It doesn't say Mordechai didn't bow. I'd like to read the words to the Chevra. I want you to know these words. It says like this. This is very beautiful words. Mordechai, everybody's bowing to listen to this, Simon. It says, Chol avdei hamelech asher b'shar melech kar mishtachim Haman. Everybody, Chaim, is bowing to Haman. David, listen to these words. Ki kein tzuvalei hamelech. Because the king commanded, because Achashverosh commanded.
Yeah.
Mordechai, what should it say? Loi, Kara did not bow. It doesn't say Mordechai didn't bow. It says, Mordechai lo yichra, he won't bow. V'lo yishtachva. Doesn't mean he won't bow. It happened already. The story happened already. So Yaakov, what should it say? Mordechai didn't bow. Everybody bowed, and Mordechai doesn't say that. You know what it says? It says Mordechai won't bow. Lashon future. I'm not making it up. I'll read it. Can I ask you if an Eretz Yisrael dicker? It says Mordechai lo yichra. How do you say Mordechai didn't bow? Mordechai lo Kara. La Yichra means he won't bow. That's a weird way.
Won't bow tomorrow?
Tomorrow he won't bow. It happened. Everybody's bowing to Haman, and Mordechai is not bowing. It doesn't say he's not bowing. It says Mordechai won't bow. What is that, Davy, that it says, it's one of my favorite things in Megillah Esther. It doesn't say Mordechai didn't bow. It says Mordechai won't bow. You hear the question, Chaim? Arya question? David question? Does it say Mordechai didn't bow, David? No. What does it say? Mordechai
won't
bow. What does that mean? It happened already, Daniel. It says everybody bowed and Mordechai, not he didn't bow. Mordechai won't bow.
Forever, no?
How do you know that? How do you know? I'm predicting the future? Well, he didn't bow.
He won't do it, yeah.
It's like he wasn't on the side and then just stomped and bowed. Like he didn't bow.
Explains the Gra, which Daniel and Yehuda Mamish saying, says the Gra. When a guy doesn't bow, Yitzi said it. When a guy doesn't bow, picture the scenario. Haman walks and everybody's bowing and Mordechai doesn't. So what do you do if you don't want to bow? You make believe you didn't see him. Mordechai's it's like, in Yiddish, Reb Ezi says, in Yiddish the term is, for Leli, Lekavod Leli, is machnish wissendig. You make like you don't know. Everybody bows to Haman, and Mordechai doesn't want to bow. So what do you do if you don't want to bow? You make like you didn't see. It's not what he did. Then it would say Mordechai didn't bow. Everybody bowed, he didn't. Why didn't he bow? He just didn't bow. It's not saying, it's not Mordechai didn't bow. Mordechai made it clear, I won't bow. Mordechai was a Metzias, I bend to Hashem, not to you. If it said everybody bowed, he didn't bow, I hear he didn't bow. Okay, he made like he didn't see. It wasn't what Mordechai was doing. Mordechai was a Metzias, I'm a loyalist to Hashem. He didn't make it like he didn't see, he stared at Haman and it was very clear, this man won't bow. I stand for something, I'm about something, not I didn't bow. He didn't bow, but say there are ways to work it out, that you don't bow, and it just looks like you don't see. The story is not of everybody who bowed and a man who didn't bow. The story is about a man who wouldn't bow. I stand for something. I'm from Hashem. I'm loyal to Hashem, Mordechai said. I'm not bowing to you, Haman. I bow to Hashem. So it wasn't about a man who didn't bow. Yes, Aviyad.
Also, like, he's saying, like, we should learn something, like, out of what his actions were.
Explain.
Like,
We can't hear.
saying, like, if it says, like, he didn't bow, it's just, like, a story. Like, saying that, like, he won't bow, like, I feel like it's, like, trying to tell us something. Like, in scenarios, like, not just specifically bowing down to a person, like, in scenarios of, like, that situation, remember that?
I couldn't agree with you more. Saying Mordechai won't bow is directions. Mordechai was saying something. He didn't bow. I don't know what he's saying. He didn't bow. You know, that's kacha. I don't know. Maybe he didn't see. Pretend. It's like shyly, like Mordechai won't bow. It's not. He didn't bow. It's a very clear pronouncement. Mordechai's not bowing. I agree, Aviyad. Then he's talking to us for all eternity. Mordechai's not bowing. Not he didn't bow. Mordechai won't bow. I love that diak of the Gra. You ever heard that diak, Yehuda? It's one of my favorite. That diak on the Megillah. Mordechai won't bow. Not he didn't bow. I'd like to do something, Chevra. Shleim, I want to do something, a special treat for the Chevra. I ask Reb Ezi yearly, and the mitzvah of Shalach Manas means the world to me. The mitzvah of Shalach Manas, is that we're prepared, Reb Ezi?
Yeah.
For you speaking?
Whatever.
Yes, very. I'll tell the Chevra that I'm like really, I spoke yesterday briefly about it. The mitzvah of Shalach Manas, study our people. Is there a mitzvah Klal Yisrael's grabbed onto more than Shalach Manas is hard to find? People are busy with Shalach Manas. I love it. It becomes pleasing your life. Don't be critical of Yidden. You just missed the boat. It's like giving a schmooze. Too much. Gosh, stop. Study our people. Study our people. Klal Yisrael goes nuts from Shalach Manas. We're so smart. The whole Yesod of Purim, the whole Yesod, Amalek wants division in our people. There's no space for an Am Yisrael, for a nation of Hashem. The Gra says that the Shirish of Amalek is division in our people. They don't want this shared banim of Hashem. And the fight against Amalek, what Haman says, Yeshnai Amechad Mefuzar Mefur, they're spread out. There's division. Esther Amalka says, Lech Kenois Kuyum, bring the Yidden together. The story of our success is Yidden Tzazamen. Probably from the nicest scenes, can I tell you something? I'll tell you something interesting. As a Rav, there are people that want me to sit home. Most Rabbanim should probably do this. You sit home, and people in your congregation come by over Purim. They bring Shalach Manas, they sit down for L'chaim. It's very nice. And I applaud Rabbanim do this. It's amazingly kind. I personally don't do that most years. Now why? You're a Rav, and I feel a Rav, and I feel there's duties of a Rav. I want to go around and join Yid and bring. I want to take Yisrael Meir to bring Shalach Manas to his friends. I want to go and bring to my friends. I love the scene on the street. Yid distributing Shalach Manas, going one to another. It's gorgeous. It's one of the beautiful scenes of Purim. Purim morning, Yidden are out on the streets before the Suda in big number, and Yidden are just running around bringing gifts to each other. It's beautiful. That's not a side. That's like Purim Yidden. We get it. We get it. Lech Kenois Kala Yehudim. gather the entirety of our people. Tell you something else. People get nervous at the Megillah. You have to hear the whole Megillah, but people bring children. See, you could start screaming, what's going on? Study our people. Study our people. The Minig Yisrael is everybody comes to shul, by the way. Everybody. So what do you bring in the little kid? He's disturbed. Make sure everybody hears. You might have to wait a little longer for Haman. We'll figure it out. Study our people. You know why everybody comes? Because that's what Purim says. Leich k'nois kol yudim. We're not leaving anybody out. Everybody's coming. B'nereinu's kinenu nelich. We're coming with our kids, our elders. We're all coming. That's the pshat. We're smart people, Am Yisrael. What's everybody in the Megillah? It's so frustrating. The kids are banging Haman. I don't know. We want everybody there. Everybody. We have to make sure the kids don't disturb. Okay, so we have to wait a little. We'll figure it out. But it's literally, we're very smart people. We know what we're doing. And the Yisai that everybody comes to the Megillah is a beautiful Minig Yisrael. We're saying something to Amalek. Amalek wants exclusions, wants disconnect and discord in our people. We're gathering them all. Lech Kenais Kol Yehudim. One of the most beautiful parts of Purim is that beautiful mitzvah of Shalach Manas. But yet not distributing and bringing. It's like the first part of Purim. I asked the guys to do the mitzvah, to get ready, to be mechet, to give each other Shalach Manas. I get fresh. I ask guys, like a guy come has a suda somewhere. Make sure you did the first part. Beautiful mitzvah in Klal Yisrael. Reb Ezi, would you share with the Chevra the halachas?
Do you want it limited to Mishlech Manos?
No.
Or
Purim.
Thank you.
I asked Reb Ezi to go through some of the laws of Purim with the Chevra. It will not be long, but to hear the halachas. Aviad, come next to me. Let's listen together. Can you listen? You go, you give. Don't worry. If it's long, it's long. Don't worry. I just meant it will be enjoyable, so it won't feel long.
Okay, so Rebbe, like the Rebbe had mentioned yesterday, there's a. I'm trying to figure out. I have two axons. Rebbe, I want to say like what I want to try to figure out what Hashem is saying, and I don't really have like a full understanding of like the why. So it's possible that many will come out maybe slightly frustrated, like, yeah, but why? That would make it successful. If you come out with nothing, it's a failure. If you come out with something, it's a success. But I'm not specifically Yehuda like focused on the why, simply because I would like to know why, and maybe but I don't know often why. So in addition, everyone's welcome to disagree or argue, and in this forum, it's happened that like I think it was on a Hanukkah, Reb Joshi corrected me. I said something and I was mistaken, but you have to be with me in the sources. I think the Yiddish word would be innovagen, like inside. If you see it, if you're with me inside in the source, you can argue with me. What's that? Innovate. Innovendig. How are you over there? Tudo bem. So, this in the. I'm sorry. If you know like what's going, like, but if you're just going to tell me like argue on me because like that's not true because my 5th grade Rebbi made a project with me, like that doesn't mean anything to me, and don't get confused between the two. You know what I mean, Yitzi? Okay. So the first thing that I thought would be worthwhile. What? Already?
Yeah, bro. What?
Okay.
It wasn't that deep. He just doesn't care about your 5th grade Rebbe. Now he's starting.
So we'll try to keep it to English primarily, but if I veer off, it happens, you know. The what's posted, you see on the top of the Aron, we have a statement, Mishnichas Adamar Mesimcha, and one of the great, I've heard, I think one of the great Mashpiyim he quoted someone else, that to the same degree that if you would see someone, in, let's say in the 9 days, before Tisha B'Av, he's having like a whole party with music and meat and wine, basar and yayin. So you'd protest. What do you mean? You're not allowed to do that. So he said to the same degree, if you see someone who's not sufficiently happy in Adar, the same protest should exist. That was the claim. And I definitely appreciate the attitude. I just wonder in the detail if that's correct. There's no halachas that are associated. I'm just pointing out. I think it's good to know. Mishnichnas Adamar B'Simcha. It's a wonderful time, and I'm not trying to kill the party. I don't think it's a halacha. There are no halachas attached to that law, to that statement. The statement is saying that there's a certain mazel, there's a certain mitzias, there's a reality that just like in the month of Av, there's a Reya Mazle, the Gemara says. It's a time that Megalgalin Chayvli Yom Chayev, likewise Megalgalin Schus Zman Zakai. There's you know what I mean, my Rebbe? Am I correct? I don't think there are no halachas, and it's not great. Well, I'm going to drink wine every day. It's not. Maybe it's not a bad idea, and whatever you could do. There are no halachas that are associated. It's mutter behesped v'tainis. We say tachon every day. That's very significant. Now in Nisan it's different. It's interesting that in Nisan there's an iser hesped v'tainis, and that might be true about Nisan. The difference between Adar and Nisan is very interesting. We're not going to go very much into it, but it's interesting, Reb Eli, that there is no. It's mutter behesped v'tainis. That says to me that it's not correct that there's a chiyuv of simcha. There's a mitzias that you could tap into, and you probably should. It's probably a good idea. There's something going. It's Beria Mazle. It's an auspicious time. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing. Now, what is true? What we do find, the one, I guess I don't know halacha, but the one outcome is that, let's say the Gemara says, Bar Yisrael de Islay Dina Ba'akum, you have some case or some machlekes or a court case with a guy, you should do it in Adar rather than in the month of Av because it's an auspicious time. I have, just me personally, I have all these tolls that I've been getting notices about, which is a tremendous chutzpah. I have a perfectly working tag, easy pass. I go through and I get a notice like, oh, you didn't pay it, now you owe $50 for, it's a penalty. So I called them up and I said, I will pay the toll in good faith. I'm not paying your $50. Oh, that's okay, we take it away. I don't know, it was that simple. Now there are other things, but now they've sent it to a third party with whatever. So Ad is the time to make that phone call. Now it's a long phone call because you're on the phone for an hour because your call is very important to us, but not as important as the other people that call, right? So I'm waiting for it. But Adar would be a good time to, like we picture, like, oh, you go to court with a guy. You know, it's not very common, Baruch Hashem. But if you have, in other words, I think it's true about any sichsach. You have some issue with a bunch of goyim, especially if they're wronging you, like in this case, fight them in the month of Adar. Why? It's an auspicious time. Yishnichlas Adamar B'Simcha tells us, Lefikach, no, Rabbi? Lefikach Vayisrael the Isling. Okay, so that's the first thing.
That would take away from it. No, then it would make you less happy.
No, so I think that's what it's saying. It's not telling you that you must be happy. I don't think that's true. It's telling you it's an auspicious time for Klal Yisrael. There's a good mazel. It's a time that's very auspicious. Okay, that was the first thing that didn't get to the mitzvahs yet. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about them, like the Rebbe said, not long. A little bit about the mitzvahs.
Just clarify, nobody holds that you should do anything to make you so happy that you're happy?
Go find me, and I'm not talking about Reb Joshi, Reb Yosef Asher, you're a Talmid Chacham. Don't bring me like the Likutim books that are very good, but are not the source for our practices. There is not in the Gemara and not in the Rishonim, to the best of my knowledge, there are no laws that a person is bound to because of the statement of Mishnachas Mar B'Simcha.
Saying, well, they're going to say, do this to be happy? No, be happy. So now everyone collectively keeps happy.
So Reb Yosef Asher is saying that it's more of an internal avodah. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that you can't say, do this to be happy.
Why not?
Maybe it'll make him happy.
Bas v'yayin. Why not? Yontif is bas v'yayin. I don't understand. So eat bas v'yayin every day.
Bas v'yayin?
What?
Bas v'yayin is a derisive. It's a shalmi thing.
Okay.
And the place can say that.
So give me your pshat. So why are there no laws?
Because you can't. What kind of law? Make me happy. What should I do? Okay, so bad. Everyone figures it out.
I have to. I'm saying, do I have? But it's not in Rambam. It should have been in Rambam and Tur. It's not stated in Halacha. Mishnachas Amar B'Simcha.
What do they do? What should you do?
Huh?
What should you do?
Go to court with a guy. That's all it says. I don't what.
Rick Law's not our baby.
That whole thing is because
This guy's so big. I can't fight with him. Okay, fine. I'm gonna move on. I hear. No, I don't know.
I still have a shot. It's not. You're saying why it's not around because we got the Masley. And the one that says that we should.
Oh, I was like, wait. So we don't pass Mishnichas Aram Simcha. There's no such.
No, because the halacha of going to the court we don't pass like. So now what's the halacha?
Okay. Wow. Okay, as usual, I met my match here. All right, I'm gonna move on. I hear. I have to be. Oh, here's Mordi. There's a mitzvah. We'll get to the mitzvahs quickly. The mitzvah Kriyas HaMegillah. Rebbi, I'm always like amazed. It never ceases to amaze me. Two mitzvahs. Like I'll give you two extremes. On the other extreme, there's a mitzvah of sukkah. You know, when Hashem gives us a mitzvah, so generally it's not extremely difficult to accomplish. And there's a mitzvah, let's say, of sukkah, which is always it's always astounding to me how lenient the mitzvah of sukkah, just as a contrast I'm giving you. There's, let's say, like you're not in the mood, or you're feeling like the tefillin is just like not hitting you one day, so you don't want to put it on. You're not putter for the mitzvah of tefillin because you're not in the mood. In the mitzvah of sukkah, there's a halacha that if you don't, I don't want to say not in the mood, but if it's bothering you, you're bothered, you're mitzdayer, you're not chayiv in the mitzvah. It's like amazing, no? The mitzvah of Megillah is like on the opposite extreme. I'm always astounded by the chaimer, how stringent it is, that no mitzvah, we have a law, we have a rule that Isaac b'mitzvah is patur min a mitzvah. Did you know that it seems that law is not said by Megillah? It's amazing. Like, huh? It's not. And yet the Shulchan Aruch says, Ein mitzvah diyoraisa nivches mipneh, chutz mimeis mitzvah. Every mitzvah, it's amazing. If you're busy doing an important mitzvah, you're busy doing one mitzvah, and it's time to say Kriya Shema, you don't say Kriya Shema, you're patur, Isaac mitzvah, patur mitzvah. There's no rule by Megillah. Everything comes to a halt. And there are many different illustrations of this. We spoke about, like, in the Beis HaMikdash. If you find, I'll give you a more extreme case. Let's say you're walking on the street, you're going to shul, and it's time to daven, you're going to miss, I don't know, what do people care about? Zman Tefillah, right? And you want to... And you walk into Rahman al-Islam, there's a corpse, there's a yid, a dead body that has ain't kaivrim. There's nobody, so there's no doubt, you don't daven that day, however long it takes you. If there's a mitzvah, it's unbelievable. The mitzvah of Mikra Megillah, and that's true for every mitzvah. There's no mitzvah, meis mitzvah. You're talking about a meis mitzvah. When it comes to Mikra Megillah, even though it says that what? That chutz mi meis mitzvah, but the Ramah says that's only what? If you have time to do both. You hear the case? Let's say it's mamish the end of Purim. You didn't hear Megillah yet. You have a few minutes left, and there's a mitzvah right there. The halacha is you cover the, you do something about kavadik, you got to hear the Megillah, and then you'll take care. It's like unbelievable. The chaimer of like them, you have to hear every word. So I don't know exactly, again, the why I don't know. I imagine it has something to do with the message of Megillah is way too important for us to be there and to be present. Now, many people, you have to hear every word. That's the way we paskin. Remeir Makula, we paskin like the Shita, that if you miss it, now what's called missing it? If you're in the shul and you heard the Megillah being read, but you weren't quite focused on the words being said, again, it's levels. If you physically heard it and you know that you're there because you're supposed to hear the Megillah on Purim, and it's twice, it's the morning and the night, that lahalacha is considered that you heard the Megillah. But I was spacing out. Spacing out is not called missing it. You know, we all had, I don't know about you, there's a stage that I went through that I missed it, so I read along in my chumrah. Yeah, I didn't miss it. I just my mind wandered. It happens. It's 40 minutes, whatever it is. So, but the idea is you have to hear the Megillah. All right, that is the feist thing, and you have to hear every word. And if you miss a word, let's say Taki, you, for whatever reason, you actually didn't hear it, so you read in the Chumash or whatever you have, you make up those words. As long as it wasn't that most of the Megillah was read in your Chumash was read from a Megillah Kshera, you're yatz the mitzvah that way.
So let's say someone uses the bathroom, hustles back in, just technically hear the whole Megillah. If he makes it back, whatever, it somehow catches up to the
If you missed less than, yeah. Not advisable. I mean, unless you have a nice spray unless you have a guy with like a real hum on the street, So then you have a nice opportunity, but yeah.
It's it's possible to catch up on a lot of shuls.
It's possible to catch up. That's correct. Right.
So let's just say I'm spazzed out, but as long as I'm in the room, my ears are hearing.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. I know. I also struggle with that. My mind water. It happens. I'm saying, how spaced in could I be already? All right. You're talking about Ezi. All right. Now, Mishloach manas ish l'reyehu. Okay? The Rebbe described very well yesterday, I can't do better, that Mishleach Manos is two things. Matanas Lavyanim is one, maybe we'll get there. Mishleach Manos is two items. They don't have to be different brachas as opposed to popular opinion. Two food items are sent to one person, that's one. And it's important to appreciate that the obligation is to send to one man, which means that the mitzvah Mishleach Manos is fulfilled with one giving a Mishleach Manos. Once Mishleach Manos is fulfilled, you're not obligated. Now, Yidden, like the Rebbe mentioned yesterday, who gives one Mishleach? I mean, who would give one? You want to give more. And that's that's stated. Kol amar b'shlech l'rei meshubach. The more you give, the better. Yeah. So what? But you fulfilled it already. So this is like Taisvis Mishleach Manos. If you on Purim, you fulfilled your mitzvah. Now you want to give a Yid a present. You want to give him a nice book, Svarim. Or maybe you want to buy him a new kite or a jacket. He's not going to wear it in sheer, of course, but you want to buy him clothing or anything he would appreciate. A new watch. That's Mishleach Manos. Huh? I thought it has to be food. It does. But it has to be food for one man. Once you hear what I'm saying? Oh. There's a big distinction between the basic chiyuv and Teis Mishleach Manos. You don't have to. There's no need to fulfill all the requirements when it comes to once Mishleach Manos was fulfilled. Now, yes.
So you're doing nothing.
What?
You did nothing.
No, you are not doing nothing. You're doing Taisus Mishleach Manos. You're being Marbareus. You're being Marbareus in Klal Yisrael. That's called the main focus of the mitzvah, to be Marbareus, to increase camaraderie and friendship and love and brotherhood in Klal Yisrael. You are enabling that and fulfilling that through Tais Mishleach Manos. It's not nothing. It's open in the Mechaber, Kol Amar B'Shlech L'Rei Meshuba. But it can't be that you have to fulfill all the pitchivkis because you were Yatzah. If you were Yatzah the mitzvah.
For the second one, is it better to give a meal or like a Coke? After you already finished.
I don't know. I don't think there's a difference. My answer is I don't think there's a difference.
Can I use a puzzle rule for Eishanas?
What?
Can I use a puzzle rule for Eishanas?
See, so I'm wrong?
I'm asking a question.
Me too.
What?
I think you're wrong.
You think I'm what? So you're saying you can't fulfill Tais Mishleach Manos unless you fill all the pitchivkis? I don't think you need, but I don't think that's what's happening. I think Kol Amar B'Shlech L'Reim is to be Marbareus. That's what the Mechaber wants from you. Rebbe, no? Well, come on, please.
Come on, please.
You're being Mishleach L'Reim. Okay, I want to point out. I want to move on because what? Huh?
But if the first time Mishleach L'Reim is.
Oh, you want to increase friendship. That's the.
So why is the chiyuv on first one?
That's for the other reason of making sure that everyone has a suda. I know. There's a reason.
So the whole idea is to give a lot of people suda, so you.
Okay, I don't know. I don't think so. All right, I don't think so. Okay, good, fine. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I just want to point out something that and aim based medrash b'li chiddush. Rebbi, I want to know if this works. And again, I'm not going to go long. Starting now. We hope. There's a Mishnah Brura that's very well known, where the Mishnah Brura tells us that if you look at a sefer called the Binyan Sin, the Binyan Sin was Rav Yankov Ettlinger, one of the great Gedolim of the 19th century. And the Mishnah Brura tells us that he's mesupik, he's unsure if you're yatzah the mitzvah without a shliach. You need to send it, maybe you need to send Mishleach Manos with a shliach. Why? Because it says Mishleach Manos Yisrael. That's what the Mishnah Brura says. And from that, many have believed that one should send with a shliach. But this came out, this was not mentioned, not in the Gemara and not in the Rishonim. Now, I just want to share with you, again, if you're inside with me, join me. If you're not, then I want you to be with me from the sources. In the Mishnah Brura ends off with the words Ayin Sham, which means look over there. So I did. And you'll never guess what the Binyan Sin says. He says, do you think that Mishleach Manos means to send with a shliach? That's not what it means. It means Shiluach, you don't need it to be a matana. which means, let's say you give shleach manas to a dude, and he says, "Oh, that's so nice, thanks." Or really, even if he says, "I don't like you, get out of here, don't give it to me." The Ramah says you're yaitze. You know why? Mishlayach manas. You just have to send it. He doesn't have to accept it. Woo! Zakta binyan si, and that's why. Now the Samsei really says it depends on the reason. No, both reasons. It says in the pasuk mishlayach, it means that there's no hakpada on a kabbalas matana. Mashenki matanas le'evyonim. Woo! So you only have to send it. Now, to be fair, I have it here. He does end off with a line after saying this whole shtickle Torah, and it's a brilliant. As he does a lot with this. Zok there, yeah. Mikol makom ulai lechachila toiv yosel l'shleach manas ayidei acher kenyan liasaiti akatan Yaakov. Maybe lechachila it's better to send it al yedei acher. He does end off with that line. I don't think that this is machayev one to do this, and if I dare say this doesn't exist, it's not a Gemara, it's not in Rishonim, and the opposite. If you look, the Gemara says that they used to two of the Amorayim seems like they were brothers. Mechalfi sudasi adayu. You know what Rashi says on that? Now it sounds like they exchanged it. What exactly is being said? Okay, this one gave him, they gave him. Like it's not saying, says Rashi, no. I'll tell you what happened. One year, this one, friend A would eat by friend B. The next year, the other Yid would eat by his house. I said this, that people are very surprised. If you make a Suda and you invite people to your home, there is no better kiyum of Mishloach Manas Yishtareyu. It's like someone's like, no, that can't be. Mishloach Manas is a basket with the green paper and a theme. That's also good. That's another way. No, Rebbi, if someone comes to your house and joins a Suda, you're Mikaya Mishloach Manas. What do you mean? It says Shiluach. That's not what it means. Rebbi, if you look at the Binyan Scene, he's very clear. It means you don't need a matana. Now, I think this means much more for us, like we're very nervous. We want to take the basket and hand it to a guy. You don't need that. If you have food and someone comes to your house and partakes of it, or really if he doesn't, even if you just invite him, but okay, if he partakes of your food in your house, not in your house, you are Makayim the mitzvah in the best way. In the best way. Now the Gemara, Rashi says even more. Rashi says that one year, this guy, Reuben and Shimon, let's call them. I don't remember the names. I remember Abaya Bar. I forget their names. Abaya Bar Ovin. What? Shas Palpeh, that's scary. Abai Bar Rechia Bar Ovin. Okay, I have to read it, but Joshi knows it. Palpeh. Mechalfi Sudasai La Dadi. They exchange. Oh, yeah, you had it. You jerk. Abai Bar Rechia Bar Ovin. Mechalfi Sudasai La Dadi. Says Rashi, one year Abaye would eat by Reb Chanina, and the other year Reb Chanina would eat by Abaye. So everybody jumps on Rashi. Everybody jumps. Hey. One year he went to him. How is he Mekayim Shalach Manas? In other words, the Gemara is saying a chiddush what would be the Gemara's chiddush? Rashi's bothered. What's the Gemara saying? They switched sudas. The chiddush is that he just went to his house. He didn't give him anything. So everybody jumps. Beis Yosef, everybody jumps. How is he Mekayim Mishlech Manas Yishtareyu? And the Ran argues on Rashi. Zak the Bach. There's two ways to be. You ready? You could be Mekayim Mishlech Manas Rebbi Ein Beis Mishlech Chiddush. If you come to somebody and eat his Mishlech Manas, you're Yaitzin Mishlech Manas Yishtareyu. You could give, but if you receive Yishtareyu, you are Mekayim the mitzvah. Why? Because you got Mishlech Manas. Now we don't do that. Why don't we do that? Because the Rambam didn't hold that way, the Ran didn't hold that way, the Mechaber didn't hold that way, and in Paskim it says Mishlayach Manasi Chayav Adam L'Shlayach. We don't do that. So why am I telling you this? Rabbi Sai, I'm telling you something very simple. If you know a Yid, if you suspect you know somebody who maybe won't be fulfilling the mitzvah and won't be getting, listen to what's being said here. You can't argue on a Rashi. If you give a Yid Mishlayach Manas a Gemara, you're Mekayim the mitzvah and you're Mezakeh him in the mitzvah Mishlayach Manas Yishtareyu. You give a Yid. Now don't rely on this that you shouldn't give. We should all give our own Mishlach Manas. Those of us that are fulfilling the mitzvah. But you hear, Rebbe, if there's a Yid who you suspect might not be doing that, and you give Mishlach Manas, you are just Mizakim in a mitzvah Mishlach Manas Ish L'Re'eyu.
Who says it?
Huh?
Who says it?
That's Rashi. That's the way Rashi learns the Gemara. Mechalfi Sudas Yadai. You're not allowed to argue on a Rashi. Now, we don't paskin that way. We're not makel like that. Because we're going to what? We want to do the mitzvah according to the all Shitas new. But what? You hear what I'm saying, Aviad? If you know of someone that you suspect won't be at all involved in Purim, you give him Mishlech Manas, you got a mitzvah and he got a mitzvah. He was Mekayim a mitzvah, Mishlech Manas Ish L'Re'eyu. There's more, but we're out of time. Thank you. Do another one. It's so cool.
We're gonna go around giving a shlach.
That's it.
Some random.
Yes, boss.